Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Talk 21, and it's me, your host, Sam Genova, alongside my co-host.
Hi, I'm Dave Vitti, and
We're having another guest appearance from Anthony Venuto from In Touch Mortgages. We're kind of
piqued by the conversation about
Yes.
province investments, so we thought let's have him back and let's hear more about it.
yeah. So we're talking about Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
So I am
Alberta.
Yes, Anthony's got some experience there. He's been buying and selling, so it's just for
First, let's tell everyone what Alberta really means, and that's Banff.
Well, you go ahead.
Well, I mean, Alberta has some pretty popular places, but Calgary's obviously the one that's on the map for a lot of Canadians, unless you're looking at the West Edmonton Mall, right? But Calgary's a good place. We've visited it, and we just basically fell in love with the environment, sort of the people. It's a little bit different. It's a lot more laid back than Ontario, especially when it comes to their lifestyle activities, cost of living, entertainment. You can do all kinds of things over there, and it's just literally a changing marketplace as we speak. And from the perspective of where we're looking at it and home prices, like while the rest of Canada was sort of falling behind, Calgary seemed to keep on growing. And I think that's based on their interprovincial, a lot of people that are arriving, going to Calgary, just because the price of homes and the ability for people to work is still very possible. It's still possible.
Yeah, so I guess people if you're employed here, you can probably work out there at the same companies. If it's so that's an option. But what did you buy? What is it like? Give us some insight.
We bought in 2021. We bought in 2021 off paper from Minto Developments.
So brand new development.
Brand new.
Pre-COVID?
2021. During COVID. Yeah,
that's already peaking. That's a peaking.
So you bought right in the
we bought in
heart of
early 2021.
So that's pretty busy. Like the market's heated, everything's going strong. And so what did you buy? A townhome?
It was a townhome.
So it's a condo.
So it's a condo town, but it's more like a stacked town.
Okay.
The way that they operate over there, it's like a 3-story.
Yeah,
exactly.
We've seen products like that in Toronto. Yeah, of course.
The finished product was actually really good. I was really, really impressed with Minto. I said it's not like here that you want to upgrade all this stuff. It's like here's package 1, package 2, package 3. That's it. Appliances, we opted for the air conditioner, though you don't need it because apparently over there it's not something that most people have. It's a plus. The parking, everything, the way it's designed, it's fantastic. You drive in, basically you park your car. The first floor, there's like a little office. Go upstairs, your kitchen, living room, dining room, and then upstairs are the bedrooms.
We've seen those a million times here. They're products. So how many square feet and what was the purchase price?
The one was about 1,300 and change square feet, and that one there I think was 412.
Wow.
Then we got a 412.
412. Now,
412.
Before you go any further, maintenance fees. What kind of maintenance fees? What are we looking at a month?
We haven't been assessed yet, so for the first year, but I think it's around $200 and something, 220.
And that covers all the exterior, the grass.
There's a terrace and everything up there, park. It's literally located just outside, about 10 minutes, I want to say 10 minutes from the city. There's like a Walmart, there's a movie theater complex. Like it's literally all up and coming. It's a whole growing area. And that's the one thing that's different. It's literally when you're talking to people, we were going through the leases on the other properties, finding people are like, oh, that's a little far. You know what I mean? So imagine being 10 minutes from Toronto.
And they're saying it's too far.
And for them,
we're commuting like an hour to get into the city.
Well, they'll get there.
You know what they say? Toronto's an hour from Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So in over there, it's like you drive and you're there. And most importantly, the other unit, which is that was a 2-bedroom. Okay, so this first we're just like 2-bedroom. Like we're like no, it's not Ontario. It's not Toronto. People actually prefer they want those smaller spaces, and then the other one's a 3-bedroom with a 2-car, and that was 422.
So what's up per square foot?
What was the difference? 416 to 420?
412 to 422 and change.
So what's the square foot?
It was because of the timing, right? When someone had backed out of that deal, and we were able to get in and scoop that
that's
deal.
A nice deal.
I know. Tell me about it. And
Square
that
footage
one's
is the
about
same?
15. No, that one's about 15 and change.
Sorry, you said it was a 3-bath.
Yeah.
3-bath?
3-bed, 2.5.
So 420,000, right? Divided by
numbers.
So that's
is it
it.
1,500 square feet.
There we go.
Here it goes.
Let's go.
So we're like
We're
under
going to
300
Calgary.
under 300 a foot. So under 300 a foot is unheard of over here.
Yeah.
So
We're at 1,000 minimum a foot.
well, it depends where, but like if you're
Minimum.
if it depends where you are. 1,000's like Toronto, good area. Like the market's not it's not as strong as it was, but like 850 to 9 is definitely like that's
Look at
okay.
Woodbridge, what they're selling for. The condos are selling for 1,000 square foot, more than 1,000.
Depends. Yeah.
So let's do the math on that. We rented the one unit out for $2,500.
the 3-bedroom.
The 3 bedrooms rented for $2,500.
So let's do the poll. So
Yeah.
have you?
So I
have you
think
done
we
your
should
numbers on that?
we should all be bringing some money to Calgary.
And the other thing too is when we were in the process of selling one of the other units, speaking to the agent and speaking to the property management company,
Right.
it was like, because we were wondering, like, do we lose the opportunity or do we gain the opportunity? When we decided to list, the market still hadn't turned over, and we were like, do we rent it out? We can rent it out short term, and believe it or not, there's more demand for short term
Wow.
rental than there is for 1 year.
But you can ask more for short term.
You can get, like, there was, I think, 8 units when we actually was 13, then it went to 8, and then right now I haven't checked, and the only reason we got into Calgary is because of my buddy Peter. Okay, so my buddy Peter,
Shout out to Peter.
shout out to Peter. He's also an agent with us, so he's like, hey guys, I have condos down there, I have this property. So we went down there, and literally is you cannot go wrong. At the time, you think about a condo for 240.
Wow.
240.
And so so you bought one and sold one, or you sold both of them?
No, we have one, we're on hold, and we have 2 other units.
So you sold one already?
Yes, we sold one.
So
It's closing March 5th.
Oh wow. So what did you buy for that? That was a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom?
The one we're selling right now is a 2-bedroom.
And you bought for like three.
No, 412,
Yeah.
and then the other one was 422.
And what did you sell that one for?
We didn't sell the other one. Oh,
the one that you're
460. We got 460.
So 50,000.
Yeah.
Within 2 years.
It's not a good, like, I mean, compared to Ontario, like, you think about you're holding that investment is really good. It was due to circumstance. We had to unload that one property,
Yeah.
but it's still, at the end of the day, it was within 24 to 48 hours, we had it listed and sold. A couple offers came in. Somebody came in. Like, there is financing conditions out there, because we're like, what? We don't want financing conditions. They're like, no, it's sort of normal over here. And I'm like, okay, fine, right?
And how does that work with the financing? Like, is it the same as you can
5 day.
but like lending from here as an Ontario resident, it's the same thing, or are there any concessions that you need to be aware of when you're?
Oh, we didn't end up doing the financing for that person, but it was a thing with single mom. They ended up getting their financing through their own channel. It was just like literally the overcoming, like the way the process is, like dealing with it. It was like, and I want to say, like, there's registration, which takes, for the land registry, it's like delayed.
Right.
Lawyers, like, it's like, I don't want to say anything bad against Calgary. They do their things differently.
Right.
And it works for them, but it's just like, it's not the same pace as it is here, where it's go.
Right.
I think David, what you were asking was
No.
for the logistics of the mortgage. Like,
Yeah.
were you able to get a mortgage done here, or did you have to get something from?
For when we
Yeah.
closed it, yes, we were able
Because
to.
a lot of our viewers are wondering where they
okay.
can invest money.
Yes,
Everybody
yes.
asks me every day,
So,
what can we buy
with-
where it's affordable, where we can get a good return? So this episode is going to be a good stepping stone towards that, right? I mean, so we're just trying to give them
with the way we ended up doing it was we ended up self-financing them. So we used our own resources to close on both properties. But we've done multiple financing for clients in Calgary. It's not a problem.
Okay.
And the beauty with people that are moving out there, as I said, like, because the price points are below 500,000, you can go in. Someone can go in there and buy with 5% down. That's a huge segment over there. Like, talking to these realtors is not like, here everything's over $1 million and you have to put 20% there. It's like, okay, I make good money, I can buy with 5%.
So
10%.
with 5 or 10 down, somebody wants to buy in Calgary, they find the realtor to help them along. You can get the financing here in Ontario for their purchase in Calgary, or no?
If they plan to live there, yes.
Only, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
If they plan to live there, you can buy with less than 20% down. If they don't, and you're buying as an investment, you need 20%.
But you can still finance it from here, like
Absolutely.
any of the big banks, any lender that you
Yep.
have.
We haven't really gone through the capital gains over there, but because of the fact that we bought it for a certain price. We're selling it by the time you pay the commissions on it. What are we really?
Oh, it's almost there.
It's almost break even.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, you live in Ontario. Somehow, it's gonna circle back, and we're gonna have to pay taxes. So, but
Eventually,
at the end of the day, we all pay taxes when you make money.
Eventually,
But
yeah.
I think your goal is long term there.
Absolutely. The other properties we're going to hold on to. As I said, we're not immune, right? Remember, as I said, we're not immune to making mistakes, right?
Yeah,
we've
this
all,
is just information.
it's information. We just decided to buy out there at that time when the market here was really, really crazy, and you couldn't, like, for the price we bought two, as I said, you can buy the price we bought two. You could have not even bought one single townhouse here.
Exactly.
Have you calculated your cap rate there?
No,
I'm thinking my numbers are correct. It's like 8%.
I don't know, even more. We'll do the math another day.
That's really good.
I have it, as I
That's
said,
really
because
good return.
It's really good. We just, as I said, we're one of those type of people that we just pull the trigger and ask questions later. Because if you sit too long, like when we bought with 9 people, that's why I was saying we bought one which was much more expensive than the larger one, because somebody walked away from that particular unit, and I'm like, if I would have had 2 of those, I would have kept them all of them. I would have kept all of them.
How about freehold? Did you
Yeah,
look at any freeholds or no?
No, I didn't look at freehold. We did not look at the freeholds. I really think that someone should do their own research. Just because someone makes a decision to do something, they have to know what it entails. Like you said, you got to hire a property manager. You don't have to. You can do it through rentals.ca. You could. Listen, there's people that do it themselves, right? To save the money. But ultimately, I would say live and let live at this point, because I want someone who's going to take care of it. But do the research. Like, we did the research extensively we even went down there, talked to people that are down there, reached out to realtors that are down there, talked to mortgage professionals that we have in our network that are down there.
You should do that.
100%. Like, before we pulled the trigger on the decision to buy those properties, we're going to do the research on it, right? 100%. The one thing I learned as we were talking about is the location. Even though it's an up and coming area, for someone out there, it's not like Toronto, like saying, hey, we're 10 minutes away from the city. It's like, that's prime time. For them, it's maybe not at the current moment. It's not there just yet. But go out there, really see for your own eyes, feel what you see with the people, get to know what the area looks like, because that is how you're going to realize, hey, you know what, this is a sound investment right here.
And now I have to say
And
this.
on top of it, plus Amazon apparently has just really done a huge investment in Calgary, in Alberta, because they're looking to make it, even though it's oil dominated, there's now going to be the tech sector. They're trying to build that out. Well, the one thing we learned through the process, I said, we just gone through the sale process recently, so we're still learning. This is the first time. Maybe if I come back in a couple of years, we'll have a lot better. But I learned how important the garages are for people in Calgary, because the climate is cold. So case in point, Calgary just went to like minus 50 not too long ago. Our PDI minus 50. Yeah. We did so our realtor ended up doing the PDI for us, the pre-delivery inspection, found that the window had cracked because of the cold.
Wow.
How cold it
Right?
was,
So
yeah.
how cold it was. And you can't do anything at those temperatures, right? So they're fixing it, but literally it's a completely different animal. It's a whole different beast. But I will say this, we've been there in the summer, and it's hot, but you don't actually need an AC unit, because it's not like a humidity. It's not a humid hot.
It's an enjoyable.
It's an enjoyable hot. And the same thing with the cold. They say it's not a humid cold. So although it's frigid, right? It's cold, bone chilling cold. It's not like cold here when it's minus 30 plus the wind chill and the humidity, which goes right into your bones.
And go ahead.
And a third person there. You guys can find me at @A_Venuto on Instagram, or at In Touch Mortgages on Instagram.
And myself, Sam Genova Real Estate on Instagram.
And I'm Dave Vitti, and you can find me at c21fineliving.com.
And
That's CA.
before we say goodbye, at the very final floor is yours, and it's a simple one. Calgary, if you had made this decision 10 years ago, would you have done it, or would you have waited for when you actually pulled the trigger?
10 years ago, Calgary was a whole different animal. I mean, the one reason why we invest in Calgary is because for 7 years they weren't building. And if you really want to take that and look at what's going to happen here in Ontario, if we stop developers and make things more expensive, we're going to have a halt and a freeze on building. All that was really transacting in Calgary was resale. So all of a sudden, when the developers went in and they started building, the demand just exploded.
guess what? We will see them next time.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Ant. Thanks a lot.